What is going on, YouTube? AJ here, doing another Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV online on the Behemoth server. Ooh, what is this? Are those cookies? I'm gonna step on your cookies. How does that feel? Do something about it, buddy. I'm sipping on your cookies. And we are actually one level higher than the last time that we were recording. We just actually finished Tama Croft, whatever that was, that dungeon. Two reasons. It was like a 30-minute video, and the two reasons that we deleted that. Reason number one. Oh, unclaimed cookies. You shall taste my boot. Two reasons. We tried to do mouse and keyboard, and we love mouse and keyboard UI. The UI is so much easier than the controller. We could not even, like, targeting in a dungeon with other people was just so much easier with the controller for us. So I think we are gonna try to do controller later on. We might try to do mouse and keyboard again, but as of right now, we're gonna be doing this. Second reason, we were actually talking about, we were having a discussion in that video, and I was very unhappy with it. And I'll tell you why I was unhappy with it. This is a hobby for me. We don't have very many subscribers, and that's fine. I do appreciate all the subscribers we do have. What I don't want to do, and I find this, like, this is one of those things that happens a lot, is that you try to be, kind of safe, and you try to be like PC, and you try to be like everything like you think that people want you to be, and then you realize it's not you. And then when you try to be you, then people are like, oh, I don't like that person. It's because you farmed an audience, and you see it happen so much on, like, YouTube and Twitch and all that shit, where you're farming a certain audience, and then when your audience finds out who you are, they're like, oh, I don't like that person. So we were discussing something, and we'll probably not discuss the same topic, but we'll discuss a different topic. I have a couple of topics I wanted to talk about tonight anyway. But I was discussing the topic, and I felt like I was trying to be like somebody that I was not, and it didn't feel good. It felt like, kind of like, oh, you're just saying that because that's what you should say. And I don't want to be that. If there's anything that, like, I do try to be, it's a genuine person, So, I think tonight, on this video right here, I think this is going to be like, it's not the start. I've just kind of maybe bit my tongue a little bit, but I've never, like, kind of sold anybody a bill of goods that was false with me. But I think that I'm going to just try to be more me. I hope that works, hope people like it. I think I'm very, like, I like to think of myself as an incredibly reasonable person. And I try to think of myself as somebody that's very interested in hearing other people's opinions on a matter. So, like, I'm... Oh, gonna hop down there. I'm very interested to hear feedback from people. Like, oh, AJ, your take on this was 100% wrong, and here's why. I'd love to hear that kind of stuff. The dog just dragged down something. I need to find out what that was. Oh, that puppy. That puppy. So, yeah. We are going to try to be ourselves, and I think it's going to be a good thing. I think it's going to be, you know, rather than biting our tongue. I don't think that I've ever been disingenuous. I think that I've just never really, you know, gone full me. And I think that when you're trying to, and I think that the best example of this is that when you're trying to find your mate, whether it be a girl or a guy or whatever you want your mate to be, and you try to fake what you are. Oh, he or she or them, they really like Real Housewives of downtown Detroit. But I think it's the worst show in the world. I think it's akin to cancer. And then you watch a couple episodes and you try to relate to them. Like, oh, I watched Real Housewives of downtown Detroit, and you know that one girl, Karen, she's amazing, right? Like, it's just gonna bite you in your butt on the backside, you know, like she's gonna find out that you hate that show and you think it's the worst thing in the world. So it always eventually happens. You can't just, you know, lie through everything. Not that I've been lying, but you can't fake your way through stuff. You're better off just being yourself. So after 300 and some odd videos, 370 videos, we're gonna try to be more ourselves. Because if we do, you know, like, again, this is just a hobby right now. If it becomes more, it becomes more. And if it becomes more, then we want to be ourselves and not just some fake talking head on the internet. There's too many of those already. So let's continue. That was 8 minutes of rambling. Welcome back, Purgatory. I'm reliably informed that your foray into the Deepcroft was a success. Nor did I expect anything less. Bateron's ringing endorsement left me in little doubt as to your capabilities. Even so, you are to be commended. Beaulord Lewin asked me to pass on his thanks. I must say, it's something of a relief to be able to call upon such a capable adventurer. Sadly, death has become an even more common occurrence within our fraternity of late. Times being what they are, the guild is constantly inundated with petitions, and we are hard-pressed to find enough hands to deal with them all. While this means no shortage of work for such able souls such as yourself, it also provides ample opportunity for the inexperienced to overreach themselves, with predictable consequences. Ah, as if to illustrate the point. Oh no. Oh no. Avier's gone, and it's your fault. If you hadn't taken you an age to heal him, he would still be alive. But I tried. He bolted out of range before I could finish the spell. He shouldn't have been so hard-pressed in the first place. We should have done more to lighten his burden. Bah, to hell's with this pathetic excuse for a party. I'm leaving, and it'd be too soon if I never see your faces again. Goodbye and good riddance. Oh, that's a normal MMO player. And then this is the next one in line. I am leaving as well. I doubt this comes as any surprise, but I never liked you. Oh my god, this is really an MMO. I only suffered you for your healing, but you couldn't even do that one thing right. Cruel though as it may sound, you brought this upon yourself. Oh, and by the way, some party advice. Get rid of Avir's head, bury it, cremate it, do whatever the hells you'd like with it, but for God's sakes, stop carrying it around. It's just, get rid of it, alright? Wait, don't leave me alone, please. I'm so sorry, Avir. Please forgive me. I've got your head right here. Scenes like this have become all too common. This makes a dozen times in half as many days. Now you see why I'm grateful for adventurers of your experience. I could send women like you on a mission without worrying that you might not return. Well, not so much at any rate. Speaking of missions, I would entrust you with another. About a bell ago, I received a message from my counterpart in Ulda. She seeks the service of a reliable adventurer, and you're nothing if not reliable. If you think you might be interested in this task, say the word and I will be glad to share the details with you. Oh, okay. I've never been to Ulda before. So you aren't averse to taking a little trip? Wonderful. As mentioned earlier, the request comes to us from the Adventurers Guild in Ulda. Once you arrive, seek out Miq'ote, the proprietress of the Quicksand. Think of her as the Sultanate's version of myself. I think I know who she is. Chances are she'll send you into the midst of danger. But I have every confidence that you'll pull through unscathed. Now off you go, Purgatory, and good luck. Thank you. So a different topic that I want to get away from the topic that I got angry at myself for talking about. Talk about a different one because it's important. It's an important one, especially if you're in the U.S. If you're not in the U.S., you'll probably be like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And we're going to talk about the student loan stuff because I don't think I actually haven't looked today, but I don't think there was any ruling on the student loan. What in the world is this? Okay. Cool. Welcome to the Quicksand, friend. I'm a tad busy right now. If you wouldn't mind showing yourself too. Oh, it's you. And there I was spouting the same tired line. Miq'ote sent word that you'd be reporting for duty. She also made a point to calling you the adventurer of the moment. That ain't no small praise coming from her. But if you didn't come all the way here to listen to my prattle, doubtless you're eager to get started, so let's talk business, shall we? The petitioner ought to be arriving at any moment. God's almighty, another second under that sun and I would have been set afire. A tankard of ale, if you would be so kind. Excellent timing, Papa Shango. It just so happens the adventurer who will be handling your petition is here. Oh, why it isn't my good friend Purgatory. It does my spirit well to know that you are the one who will be helping us. Mayhap you may appraise a Purgatory of her mission? Of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine at Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern. It relates to an unfortunate development in Copperbell mines. To be plain, giants have seized control of the place. These giants are of the clan known as the Hecatanasheries. fearsome creatures who were sealed within the deepest depths of the mind during the bygone Thorn Dynasty. Alas, it seems they have managed to break through the layer of rock which served to imprison them, and now prowl the tunnels where the miners ply their trade. These creatures are justifiably angry about their treatment at the hands of our ancestors, and their presence has forced the suspension of all mining activities on the site. It's no wonder they're angry. Didn't the Throne Dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago? You know your history well, milady. The people of that age used the Hecatonacheries to work their mines. By way of the enchanted helms, they were able to bind the ferocious creatures to their will. But as is oft the way in such tales, these enchantments eventually failed, and the slaves rose up against their masters. In a desperate bid to contain the unbridled fury of the Hecatonacheries, our ancestors induced the collapse of the mine's lowermost levels. So it was that the great giant revolt was ended, buried beneath 100,000 tons of rock. Well, now that's got me thinking. I seem to recall there being an article about Copperbell in the Mithril Eye a fortnight or so ago. It said the mines were being reopened so to meet the rising demand for building materials. Like as not, our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. Gods, to think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after 300 centuries. That's a long time to nurse a grudge. They must be seething. Indeed, and that makes them a danger to us all. There will be no mining at Copperbell so long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they must be subdued. This is a task which we would have you undertake. I'll not deny the mission will be rife with danger, but our need is great, and so I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. God bless you. I feared you might have reservations, but I assure you this is for the best. In case you don't know, Copperbell mines are in western Thanalin. Do take care, you hear? And one last thing before you depart. An employee of Amagina and Sons is presently at the quicksand. The fellow's name is Painted Mesa, and he knows Copperbell mines well. It may behoove you to seek his counsel. Do I have to? Sounds like I have to. Looking for Painted Mesa? You found him. So you're the adventurer who has volunteered to deal with the mess down in Copperbell, are you? You've got guts, miss. I just hope you got the skills to go with them, cause things ain't pretty down there. The Hecatonacheries have left the place in a right state, and nary a week after mining resumed. I don't know if you know this, but Copperbell was old when the second UI dynasty was still young, and it was abandoned centuries ago. If it hadn't been for the shortage of materials needed for a rebuilding effort, the concern would never have thought to reopen it. We knew full well about the giants beforehand, but the project went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive being buried under mountains worth of rock for 3 centuries, right? Wrong. Our miners dug up more than they bargained for. One swing of the pickaxe too many, and they found themselves in the company of giants. Unless we could subdue them, the nation's glorious recovery will grind to a halt and want for aught to build with. The stone torches keep in watch over the entrance in case the giants fancy some sunlight and fresh air. One of them will be able to show you the way in. I hope the hope of the nation's resting on you, friend. Best of luck. You see, I remember hearing about this. I don't remember that part of it. But this is by the sound of it, it's a terrible, terrible quest. Or mission. Basically saying, hey, our ancestors enslaved these people. Rather than, like setting them free, you need to go down there and kill them all. It's not a good look. But yeah, what are you gonna do, right? It should kind of just be a thing, like, hey, let's just grab these giants and set them loose in, like, Limsa or something. Put them in the, let them loose in the, Rogues, the Rogues Guild Hall. Oh boy, that Rogues Guild Hall. Anyway, yeah. So I am, and I've mentioned this before in my channel, but it was months ago, and I don't expect anybody to remember or expect anybody watched those videos way back when. But I do have a like a little bit of a little bit of turmoil inside of me about the student loan situation. Myself personally, I was a college dropout. And I didn't drop out because I had poor grades. I actually was, I think I was like maybe first semester into my junior year. I just finished. And prior to that, freshman and sophomore year, I had 4.0'd both of those. Perfect grades. And I just, I started college a little bit late. And I just felt like I needed to start making money. So I got an offer for a pretty okay job. And I ended up taking that and dropping out of college. So, but I still owe, obviously, student loans. I mean, you owe student loans until you die, basically. So even though I didn't get a degree, and it's a significant amount. It's over $20,000. There's been an incident inside Copperbell mines. We are here to ensure that the effects are contained, but for your own safety, I suggest you still stay well away from here. What? You're the adventurer who's volunteered to quell the Hecatenacheries? I don't think that Papa Shango would be able to find somebody so quickly, if at all. The giants are content to wreak havoc inside the mines for now, but there's only a matter of time before they think to come outside. The sooner you see them, the better. Make ready as best you can enter. Okay. Yeah. We're going to try, like I said before, we're going to try not to... Tamtara we did with a group of individuals, so we're going to try to get these as well. I don't want to, even though I'd be interested to see what the NPC party was like, I kind of want to see, I kind of want to do actual people. Looking under her chin. Under her chin looks good. If you look under the chin of Mithras in Final Fantasy XI, it looks like they... It looks like a tube sock that's pulled too tight. Yeah. So, student loans. I have over 20,000 still. And I actually did apply for the student loan forgiveness, and I was accepted. They said you could get $20,000 of your student loans wiped out with this plan. And that was a day that, like, it legitimately felt like I could breathe again. It felt like somebody was sitting on my back. And, oh, hello there, young man. How are you? I like your teeth. You look like Sid from Final Fantasy 11. It felt like there was just this tremendous weight taken off my back. And then obviously this goes to Supreme Court and people are complaining, and it's mostly people who are, it doesn't feel like it's a genuine like, we need to stop this student loan forgiveness because it's not right. It's not the American way. It feels like these student loan servicers are probably saying to themselves, hey, congressperson, I'll give you $1 million if you challenge this to the Supreme Court. And they were like, $1 million, sure. That's what it feels like, more than anything. The reason that I am kind of feeling odd about it is, and I've talked about this in earlier videos as well, but might as well, update everybody because maybe you didn't watch my 63rd Final Fantasy 11 video. Once I found out, my kid is now 2. So about 3.5 years ago now, he's about to turn 3 in a couple of months. I had, including my student loans, I had about $90,000 worth of debt. And before I had my kid, I was like, I'll just let that debt, eventually it'll go away, I had a really, I wasn't making a lot of money. I had 0 savings. And I didn't have any kids, so I didn't think I need, I'll just have debt. I'll just have it. I don't want to worry about it. I won't worry about it. It doesn't matter to me. Well, then I thought about having a kid, and I'm like, well, I don't think I can, be a dad and have insane debt just out there. So I was like, we're going to pay it off. We ended up getting 2 jobs. At one point, we were actually working 3 jobs. And we ended up paying off, in about 1.5 years, we paid off about $90,000 worth of debt. Actually, $70,000 because we still have the student loans. So $70,000 in about 1 year and 3 months, I think. A lot of money. And how we did it again is we probably slept, in that 1.5 years, we probably slept on average about 3 hours a night. We would just go from one job to the other. And it was not fun. But one of the things that I did as I was paying down my debt is I tried to do what I felt was right, if that makes any sense. And hear me out here. Many of the credit cards, it was a lot of credit cards, and some other kind of loans too. But every time that I tried to pay off something, I would say, hey, look. And here's my example, Discover card. I had a Discover card when I think I was in my 20s when I had it. My late 20s. And it had a $5,000 limit. And I was like, you'd pay the minimum, and you'd pay the minimum, and then pay the minimum, and then I lost my job. And I couldn't pay the minimum anymore. But I still had, I think I still had like $2,000 left on it, so I kept on charging, but not even paying the minimum. I was paying nothing. Until it got to where it was $5,000. Maxed out. Can't use it anymore. Okay. Well, Discover left my card open, I want to say for 4 months after I stopped paying. And there was late fees, there was delinquent fees, there was over limit fees, there was fees for having fees on this Discover card. So my $5,000 Discover card ended up being, I think, $7,200, and so it's $2,200 in fees. So when I go to pay off this Discover card, I'm like, hey, Discover, I want to get this done. I don't expect you to do anything for me, but I want to settle this off my credit report. You know, I want it gone. And they're like, okay, give us $3,200. And I'm like, how about this? Can I give you $5,000? Because $5,000 is what I spent. I want to give you the money that I spent. And they said, no. You either give us $3,200 or you give us like $7,200, you know, like, or whatever it was with all the interest and late fees. So they gave me two choices. Either you give us the full amount, and I wasn't even asking for anything. I wasn't asking like, hey, take it off my credit report. Hey, say that I'm a good boy. And that you guys made a mistake in my credit report. I was just trying to make it right. But no, they wouldn't. They wouldn't take $5,000. So I ended up giving them $3,200. I'm like, and they gave me one of those silly at the end of the tax year. If you pay less than what they say you owe, you have that counts as income. So that's one thing. But I was just so baffled by this, and I would just tell people this because I was bartending at the time. I would just tell people this. I'm like, they refused to take the money that I actually owed them. They said either give us the full amount with all of that interest on top of it, and we'll consider you settled, or you give us $1,800 less than you're actually willing to give us, and we'll close it out for, and say not agreed, like to paid as full or some dumb stuff. Egg cookie, or egg cook. Sorry, egg cook. I thought you were egg cookie. So I'm the kind of person, and I don't want to I'm not trying to put myself out there as virtuous. I'm the type of person that was carrying around $70,000 worth of unsecured debt because I was just an idiot. But I'm... Oh, tiny key. But if I owe it, I'm gonna... I wanna pay it back. So that's kind of where I am with the student loans. I'm kind of like, hey, you know, I kind of feel weird. Hello. How are you? Come here often? So it'd feel weird if the debt was just discharged. I'm not saying you wouldn't, I wouldn't take it. I would gladly take it. $20,000 is a whole lot of money. And that could be the difference between, you know, if you unfortunately lose your job, that could sustain you and your family for, hopefully 6-7 months. So yes, it's a weird. It's definitely a weird thing. Now, one of the things that I was thinking of personally was, hey, what might make sense is we keep the student loan debt and just wipe out the interest. Because the student loan debt, you could say, hey, that person borrowed money and they should pay it back. Okay, well, how about we then totally remove the interest? If we're just looking for the money back that you borrowed because you're an evil borrower, how about we just forgive the interest? Because for me, the interest is thousands of dollars. Now, if I can save on the interest, that's fine with me. That's just the beginning. Now I guess coming to what I've been thinking about for the last, couple of weeks is I just don't understand. I don't understand where, like, the government and, like, these servicers for these student loan debts, I obtained it. I don't. Where's everybody going? We're not going to blow that up. Oh. So if you're in the US, you have not paid any, well, I'm not going to say that. Some people have. Some people have paid off their student loan debt as they, what the F is going on here? I don't remember this at all. Some of the, I guess, maybe smarter people that kind of figured that student loan forgiveness wouldn't happen. A lot of them paid off, not a lot. I'd say a percentage. I don't know what that percentage is, but they paid off their student loans while there was no interest on them. And that might have been the smart move. I don't remember Kotos at all. If Kotos was around, I think he was a lot easier. Arm of the Destroyer. Alright. Alright, we're just going to use our mouse for some of these things. Half gloves. Pass. Earrings. Greed. Where'd everybody go? Greed. So yeah, unfair to say that nobody did anything. I think a lot of people didn't. I think if I would say the vast majority didn't do anything. Now Now we're on a really terrible, full-on recession going on. I don't care what anybody says. When a pack of ballpark franks are, you know, like $3.50, $4 when they should be about $1.25. Yeah, inflation, recession, whatever you want to call it. I'm guessing this is Dark Knight. It looks pretty cool. I'd like to be emo like this. Oh, did I not need to do that? I think there was, there was a jelly or something? That's, I remember that. Oh yeah, here we go. I forget what you have to do, though. I know they split apart. Oh yeah, you need to bring the bombs to them and then kill the bombs near them. I remember now. But right now, okay, so now, right now. Oh, I thought we needed to bring the bombs. Okay, this is a lot different than I remember. I thought we had to, like, break it apart and then fight each individual one, but I guess it's not a thing anymore. That's too bad. That was a fun fight. If anybody remembers what I'm talking about, you had to bring the bomb. Like there would be like bombs that would come out, and you'd have to then. I don't know. I like that one. All right, what do we got here? We'll read that one, I think. But I don't. So yes, what we're saying is that people are right now. They're saying that, and I'm reading news. I like reading news articles. That's what I do. Maybe I'm a nerd for doing that, but I don't care. And I try to find the most unbiased ones that I can find. But from what I understand, it's like. While all the lockdowns were happening, and I'm not saying I'm definitely not saying that Donald Trump had anything to do with like this. I think it was just it's obviously just a it's a product of the times. People had the most savings that they've had in like I I think we like as a country in the U.S. there was more people, like there were more money in the banks that people were saving than ever. Obviously, it makes sense if there's a lockdown and a pandemic. You can't go out and you can't go to the bar, you can't go to the restaurants, you can't go on vacation. You're gonna have a lot of extra money. So it's not like that's like. It wasn't like, oh, without Trump we wouldn't have had that. I think it was just it really was just a product of the time. Slaves no more, free, free. This is a lot different. I think that fight was a lot more fun. That Icar fight was a lot more fun the way it was. Okay, greed. 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 Down. But the way things are right this second in America, if the Supreme Court comes back, which, like, I'd rather not say it because I'd rather not hear it. I think they're going to come back as unconstitutional. You can't release those obligations, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this fight seems worse too. I thought there was like a lot of ads that would come out and try to. Should probably use that limit break, right? I'm the one that's probably supposed to use it, right? I don't know how to use it. Ooh, that probably broke the mic right there. Do. Oh, I only got one person. I'll give you accommodation, sir. Loot abandoned. I abandoned the loot? That's terrible. But I just want somebody that's reasonable. Like, a reasonable person would be fine. Any reasonable person. Report to Painted Mesa. Sure. To say, okay, we're paying $4.50 for a pack of ballpark franks. Oh yeah, the buns of those that used to be anywhere between 89 and 99 cents. Now they're $2.15. Oh, your salary didn't go up that much, if at all. You haven't paid a dime into your student loans, and now, come whatever it is right now, it's supposed to be September, August. Now we need you to come up with an extra $500 a month. What are you getting for that? Nothing, really. You're just paying off your debt. There's gonna be some problems. I would assume there's gonna be some problems. I mean, like, I'd assume that there'd have to be some sort of, like, I don't know, like, protest or something, because I don't know where the money comes from. Because before this inflation myself, I have an okay job. I have a very okay job. Depending on how much overtime I had worked, I could put, anywhere between $100 and, $300 extra in my savings account at the end of the month. and I'd be happy to do that. Let's try to save money, yeah. Right now, the grocery bill that I had that used to be $150 is now $200, pretty easily. I mean, we have 2 adults and a child in the household, and a couple of big dogs. What used to be $150 is now $200 every week. Even when we're not even buying like a protein. We're like, okay, we'll buy like a pack of chicken, a pack of pork chops, and a pack of, ground beef. So that's like 3 proteins for 7 days. So it's not like we're doing anything crazy, like it's just everything's so damn expensive. I don't know where, and that's the problem. The problem is that a lot of these people in Washington, a lot of these people in the government, a lot of people everywhere don't understand what being middle class is. I don't think they understand it at all. Oh, those lazy bums will just have to start paying their student loans again. It's not like we're, oh man, the Supreme Court, they denied my student loan forgiveness. Now, you know what? I was saving up to go on a submersible to the Titanic, but now I can't. Now I'm just going to have to give the government the money for my student loans. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's taking $500. I'd like to, wait a minute. Okay, so now I have to look. Now before we talk to Painted Mesa, let me, the glory, sorry about the in-game music. Average U.S. student loan monthly payment. Okay, here it is. The average monthly student loan payment is an estimated $503 based on previously recorded average payments and median average salaries among college graduates. $503. I just want to know. I want somebody from the government. I want somebody from anybody that has any power in life to look at what the average American, the average middle class American is doing with their paychecks now. I'll volunteer for it. Show me where I could cut costs. Show me where I could cut costs. AJ, you got yourself one of them fancy YouTube channels. I play games that either I've already bought, I bought this game about 10 years ago. The games I play that I bought off of Steam, I buy those games for $3 to $5. I don't have I don't have $500. I don't know where I would find an extra $500. That's the problem. I don't know where I would have to get a second job to find an extra $500. And I make a good living doing what I do. It's not, I wouldn't say good living. I make a living. It's not good because the job is just a terrible, terrible succubus on my soul. I don't know where you find $500. I don't know where. If it was $100, if the government said, okay, we can't cancel student loans, everybody pay $100 for the next 20 years, $100 a month for the next 20 years, I think everybody would raise their hand and be like, okay, fine. $500. Where do you find that? What is that? Let's think about that right now. Is that 40 hours? You would have to work an additional, so if you have no money, if you work paycheck to paycheck right now, you'd have to find a $15 an hour job and work 40 extra hours in your month to come up with $500. And I could probably even be lowballing that. It's insane. I don't know where they think there's going to come from. The conqueror of the Copperbell returns. Thanks to you, our mining operations can resume, and Ulda will have the material she needs to rebuild. The entire nation's in your debt, friend. I'll share the good tidings with Papa Shango the next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report to Miq'ote. It'll do the woman well to see you alive and in one piece. $500. 500 stinking dollars, huh? No! Shut your mouth, you thieving little swine. You stole from me. Don't even think to deny it. Please, sir, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this, paid for it with my own coin. What rot. You refugees are all the same. Couldn't afford maggoty mole meat, much less a choice cut of dodo. I agree. I'm going to say it one more time. Give back what you stole, or I'll make you wish you never set foot in this town. By rights, I should turn you over to the brass blades, you know. Help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man. If you agree to serve me, whatever capacity I require, the authorities needn't hear of your crime. Well, you're a creep. Sounds like a prank YouTuber, actually. Oh. But I ain't done nothing wrong. 12 is me witness. Oh, don't look at me. Oh, hi. Please, adventurer, help, I beg of you. I swear on my mother's grave I didn't steal nothing. I bought this with the coin I'd saved. It's my student loan payment. I only wanted to treat my children to a decent meal, and then the government tried to make me pay them back. This is the government right here. Pay back your student loans, or we'll do nasty things to you. And who the hells are you when... And who the hells are you when you're at home? The dog's master? What does that mean? I've had enough of this mummer's farce. You lot teach them a lesson. I'm a mummer. I think he was talking about me. Am I a mummer, or was she a mummer? Okay, this guy's level 11, and I'm level 21. Bugger, bugger, bugger. I ain't got money to pay for me student loans. Sir? Well, you come back to my house and you be my... You do whatever I tell you, you don't have to pay him back. I ain't getting paid enough for this. Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Thank ye, kind adventurer. Thank ye thrice over. Oh. Got bad breath. Is that what I'm saying? She was eating maggoty mole meat. I swear there were more refugees than when I last looked. And you wouldn't be mistaken. But it's been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? It's simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer able to support their communities. The residents found their lands had either been rendered barren or cut off from trade routes. And problems like these aren't easily solved. Though they tried to make the best of it, it was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek new life in the city. I see. But the calamity affected the whole realm, didn't it? Is the same thing happening in other cities? If the talk is true, yes. Though perhaps our situation is more pronounced. Ul'dah has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that the refugees would try their luck here first. My heart goes out to them, it truly does, but I would be lying if I said that I wasn't apprehensive. I hope their presence doesn't foment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we'll always have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. The heroes who fought the Garlean Empire patrolling the streets for riffraff? It may well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees would turn to crime. If you know what this place is like, and if you have no coin, you have no hope. What will become of our city? Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some are able to find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins. Get your dodo tenderloins. Guaranteed cheapest in Thanalan. Thank ye for your custom, madame. Please come again. Looking around, you'd think Ul'dah was well on its way to recovery. But peer through the veil of prosperity and you'll see no end to the misery and suffering. So she did steal the dodo, didn't she? Madame? Are ye all right? Oh, sorry, it was your breath. What now? You mean to threaten a defenseless citizen? What? Saw her buy the meat, you say? That's absurd. Aye, as did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. Who said that? I think it's your hairstyle, buddy. I don't think anybody likes it. Grr, I will overlook this, but just this once. God bless ye, adventurer. If ye hadn't come along when ye did, who knows what that monster might have done. It don't bear thinking about. I agree. Now beat it, stupid. All's well that ends well. Oh, I was hoping it would be Papa Shango. We meet again. Pray do not mistake my intent, for it is always honorable, but I have been watching you ever since you departed Ul'dah. Yeah, you're a stalker creep. You played the part of envoy to perfection, confident as a woman on a diplomatic mission should be, yet unfailingly courteous to your betters. And when your travels led you into the midst of danger, you faced it without so much as a flinch. You, my lady, are quite a marvel, and I confess being quite taken with you. Ah, but my lavish praise continues. Most of all, I was struck by your readiness to aid those in need, even when words were all the reward you'd expect to receive. Such selflessness is a rare thing in this day and age. This guy is a total creep, right? I don't remember. I vaguely remember him from the story, but he's a cheeseball. He's a creep. It's gonna let me buy you a drink at our local tavern and slip something in it. All of which leads me to conclude that you are indeed the one whom I've been looking for, an adventurer possessed of the very rare set of qualities. To be sure, your rescue of that damsel in distress was more of a happy accident, but rescue her you did, and that is what matters in the end. I feel I should mention at this point that I also harbor a burning interest in a certain talent of yours. Here we go. I speak of your visions. You have been experiencing visions, have you not? Well, it just so happens that I know a woman who shares your talent, and we can help you understand it. She and I belong to the same organization, and we should both be delighted beyond words if you were to agree to join our cause. In real life, if you're a woman watching this, in real life, if a dude starts talking to you like this, run away. Point behind the guy that's talking to you like this and say, "Oh my God, what is that?" And when he turns, you run. And you try to find somebody to protect you because this man is a predator. He's a predator. He means you harm. Sorry about that. Naturally, there are benefits of being part of such a collective. Yeah. If he sounds like these are warning signs. For one, we should be glad to assist you in realizing your potential as an adventurer. Warning sign. You need not give me your answer now. Warning sign. Think upon it, and when you feel moved to help us, as I pray you shall, speak with Miq'ote and the ever lovely and youthful mistress of the quicksand. Warning sign. Tell her the scions of the seventh dawn have found their woman. Warning sign. And she will tell you where to find us. Dude. That right there. I feel now I think reading that as a Mithra, Miq'ote, whatever it's called. That feels dirty. That was really creepy. Almost as creepy as these pants. Oh, don't mind me, madame. I was just admiring your pants. We got sausages on this table. There we go. I think we're gonna call it there. Man. Oh, chicken fingers and something. Now you got my foot on them. That Thancred? Creepy. That's going to be it for this one. Oh, we're well over an hour. Didn't feel like it. That was fun. I enjoyed making it. Hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Until next time. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, folks. Bye.